Hello there, and welcome to a new special episode I'm going to be attempting. Just something I wanted to try out. A good friend of mine kind of somewhat hinted at recommending doing a tutorial for. Obviously, the title and maybe even the thumbnail are going to give it away of what we're doing today. But it is going to be called an attempt. We are going to attempt to do a tutorial on how to do custom truck skins and ATS. Now I know there's tutorials out there already. There's a bunch of them. Go look them up. They're probably going to be better than this one. But it is, like I said, it is going to be an attempt at doing a tutorial for how to make the custom truck skins like the one you're seeing now. Now, obviously, this is not going to appeal to everybody because this is just kind of a custom truck skin that I did for my personal channel. And it's to my personal taste. It's got the wolves on it. It's got got all these decals on it that are of various games, various PC games that I've played on my channel. These are all of them, by the way. This is every single one I've played on the channel. Hard to get them all on there, but I did manage it. And of course, we got the Stu's Gaming Obsessions, which I've been doing ATS collabs with, so that's why he's on there, or his channel's on there. And then, yeah, we just got various things around here, just a whole bunch. That, yeah, like I said, it is going to be a tutorial on how we're going to do this. We're going to go through the process from scratch. I'm going to have a few different links in the description below that are going to be free programs. Everything's going to be free. You don't have to pay for anything. Just a few links to download an image program, the one I personally use, but you can use whichever one you like. It really doesn't matter which image program you use, like Paint or anyone that you might have laying around. But I'm going to leave a link just in case to one that I personally use. I've been using it for years. It's completely free to use as well. So we're going to be doing that. Like I said, we're going to be starting from scratch. We're going to be starting from the links, basically, to get the blueprints, going through that process, and downloading those, to downloading the example mod from that same site, getting that so that you got kind of the mod stuff all put together, and then creating the skin within the image program that you most likely use, whichever one. We're going to put that in there, and we're going to put it into a file, then we're going to put it into the game for a local mod, just in case you're not willing to go that extra step. There's going to be a few extra steps into this as well, but in case you just want to do a personal mod for you, we're going to be going through that process on how to put it into the game, how to put the skin into the game, putting some skin into the game, haha, joke's on me. But also going through the process of uploading it to Steam, uploading it to the Steam Workshop, putting it in public. And I'll also show you how to add images to that mod as well. Luckily, there won't be any ATS studio or Euro Truck Studio. There won't be any studios involved in this. This is going to be the simple version, the easy version, I guess. The one that's more easier to grasp. We'll go through it step by step, and we'll get it all through. We're probably going to be doing the W900 because that is my favorite truck to do. But we'll go through some of that. And then if you guys want me to, I can go through other trucks as well. But of course, those will be just kind of quick little tutorials, because this one's going to be the whole shebang. And anything extra is just kind of going to be added on in future much smaller videos. And this huge long intro is the whole intro to that. So anyway, yeah, like I said, we're going to be going through this whole process from scratch, step by step, on how I did this one, as well as this one, as well. we're going to be this is the other one I did for his channel specifically. I did the Spud Built logo. He gave me his channel logo and his what do you call Spuddy Cam, which is hilarious. It works though; it does work. And how to do that. We'll touch up a little bit on how to do the stripes that wrap around the cab. That is incredibly hard to do. It's more of a trial and error type thing. It's really hard to get down unless you already know where you need to put your stuff. The blueprints don't really help you doing stripes that go all the way around. As well as this air cleaner. The Peterbilt's the only one that can do this as far as I know. Definitely done the W900 as well as the colored fuel tank and stuff like that. And this took me many hours to accomplish something like this. So basically, this tutorial is just going to be something simple. As well, just going to create something really quick, really short, just so we can just get the steps down rather than me building a brand new skin. I'm going to be building a brand new skin, but it's going to be just something simple, something easy to follow and stuff like that. Like I said, doing the stripes was incredibly difficult. Getting all that lined up, it was a nightmare because it's so hard to do. But yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and get ourselves started here, I suppose. All right, so here we are at our first link that you're going to find down there in the description. I'll make sure to remember to add these. I need to remember that, but yeah, we're over here. So I'm just using Firefox, just whichever browser. The one you're going to want, I don't think the cursor is working, but the one you're going to want is full example mod, Google Drive. So you're gonna click and you're gonna download that. I'm just gonna download it. Let's hit download there, and then download anyway. This is the entire mod folder that's going to give you everything you're going to need in order to keep the mod file structure. So this is the entire thing. That's why it's so big, is because it includes every single file for every single truck and trailer, and all of the accessories, if there is any, all the accessories for that, and all the accessories for all the trailers, and just pretty much everything for you to mess around with should you wish. So you go ahead and close that out. I'm using Firefox Big Picture Mode in case you're wondering why it's so weird. Move my mouse to the top of the screen and it shows the thing. So yeah. Then we're going to back up real quick, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the Google Drive link for all templates. You can download these if you want, if you're doing only the Volvo stuff, but all the templates, we're going to go ahead and download those. And if you're wondering what the templates are, they're the truck and trailer templates. So when you're messing around with your files, apparently I didn't pull that out of my downloads folder before. So when you're messing around with your truck skin and or trailer skin, these templates are going to guide you on where to put all your stuff. Now they're not going to be complete guides. Obviously, they're going to be a little weird, and it's little hard to understand some of them because it's just like, what is this piece? What is that piece? You know, and sometimes it's best. What I've found is best to take the template and override the truck skin inside the folder, the mod folder. Put that mod folder in your mods folder in the game, and then basically what it'll do is it'll put the template as an actual skin, and then you'll go into the game, load up the mod, and you can see all the lines and all the grid lines for all over the truck, then you'd be like, oh, that's what that piece is, because that matches over here on the template. That's what that goes to. You know, some of them are a little hard to understand, so sometimes you just do it like that, and and kind of figure stuff out, take pictures, notes, whatever you want to do. So now that we got both of those, like I said, this link will be down in the description below. This is off of their forum website, so you can trust the links off of SES Software because they're the one that made the game. They have the full mod for a truck skin, but it's every single truck skin in the game possible, as well as all the templates for every single truck. So whichever truck you want to work on, there's all the stuff you're going to need to get started anyway. So you're going to have those in your two downloads. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come over here, which this is a website for GIMP 2.0 or 2.1, 2.10, whatever. This is an image, obviously it's an image manipulation program. It's called GNU Image Manipulation Program, and I know a few of you laugh at the word GIMP. It is funny, yes, I agree, but that's what it stands for, GNU Image Manipulation Program, and it's the one I've used for years. It's got a little bit of a learning curve to it, but it is pretty damn easy once you understand what you're doing. And this is just in case you want a program to use, you want to use the same one I'm using, or if you don't have one, it's like I said, it's completely free. I just download it directly, and that's just fine. I already have it, so I'm not going to download it and install it on my PC. I already have that. But yeah, that's what we're going to be using to make this truck skin, because you need some kind of way to be able to put those decals or stickers or paints, whatever you're going to do, onto the truck skin. Yeah, so that's both of those, and like I said, both those links will be down in the description, so you can just click on them. If you're following along, you can just click and download those. Okay, so now coming over to File Explorer, you're going to go ahead and open up your downloads folder, which is going to look like this. So now that we have that set up, we got our two downloads here, the ones we download. The other thing I would recommend you getting is, I believe 7-zip will also work, but I use WinRAR. You can search that up. It's Win, WINRAR download, and you can get that, and it's also free as well. At least the personal use is, kind of. Anyway, but I use WinRAR. So the one thing we're going to do here inside of our downloads, kind of downloads folder, is we're just going to go ahead and right click these. Unfortunately, it's not showing you the screen. Okay, I think I got this working. I'm still in experiment mode, so do bear with me, but I think this looks like it's gonna work. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing. All right, so since I have WinRAR, we're just gonna use that. But you'd either do 7-zip, which is 7-zip. Just type that into Google or whatever, and try to get either one of those. But basically, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to this one, and we're going to extract to SCS templates. And this is it. It'll only take a second, but yeah, this is basically, it's going to pull all of those templates into an openable folder where I can open that. I'm also going to do that to example. This one's going to take far longer because it is much bigger. So I'm just going to do this, and we're just going to extract this. You can keep the zip folders. You can keep both of them. It really doesn't matter. Basically, though, this example right here that's currently being extracted, what I would do is I would take this folder, put it on your desktop. You can call it whatever you like. It really doesn't matter. But you can take that, put that in your desktop, or put it on your desktop, and then you can then duplicate it. When you go to make a new mod, I would duplicate it and then delete what you don't need. That way you always have an original. So that will work there. Alright, now that we have both of those extracted into separate folders, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm just going to put a dash, and I'm just going to type in original, or you can, whatever you want. We'll just type in original. It really doesn't matter, like I said, what it's named. The game will recognize it no matter what the initial folder is. And then I'm just going to go ahead and right click, and I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to create a, what is it? We're just going to copy paste. Oops. Wrong one. Let's just go ahead and fix that. Thought I could create a duplicate. Messed it. We're just going to go, we're going to make sure it's highlighted, and then we're going to go Control C, and then just click off it and hit Control V. And basically that's what it's going to do. It's just going to go ahead and duplicate it. So that is going to take a while. Did I? Yeah, I did duplicate the right one. Okay. It's just going to create a copy, basically. And the reason I'm doing this is because I do not want to alter the original. Because if I alter the original, the one I downloaded, I'm either going to have to extract this, or if I got rid of my zip folders or zip files, I'm going to have to then go back to the website and re-download another one, and then re-extract it into a folder that I can mess about in. Now, I think you can probably mess about with these with being zips, but I'm just not going to worry about it because you don't have to re-zip it, so it's not like it's anything there. But yeah, it's going to take about 3 minutes. My hard drive's slow. Okay, so once that's completed, you should have a copy of it. You could, like I said, you can rename it whatever you want. I'm just going to leave it this, just for being simple. And you don't have to do this all in your downloads either. You can put this on the desktop and do it. You can put it in your documents and do it. Although I'd recommend the desktop because the documents is quite full of files and stuff. So anyway, we're just going to go ahead and ignore that. But I'm just going to do this all pretty much within the downloads, just so I don't, have to move up a whole bunch of stuff around, and it really isn't necessary. So now that we got that, we're going to go ahead and create a new folder, and you can call this folder whatever you like. It really doesn't matter. I'm just going to call this ATS truck skins. Now, what there are truck skin files. So basically, what this is this is going to be your folder where you put all of your PNGs and your save files and stuff like that you're using your image program to use. So you can save all of that, and then you don't have to completely redo if you mess something up. You can put all your folders, all your files, as well as all the PNGs that you're going to be creating, and you can put that all in here, and it really, that way it's all there, and you can go back and edit stuff and things like that. So I just like to have an extra folder, just kind of sitting there, just kind of hanging out. And I'm just going to leave this example original copy. Or maybe we'll call it something else. Not very creative with names. And I'm not good with tutorials either. But we'll call this the tutorial mod. So now we have our original mod, and we have this. We just go ahead and hit refresh there. We have the original, we have the templates, and we have this. So basically, we have the stuff we need just to kind of maneuver around here. So I'm going to go ahead and go into SCS templates, and then we're going to go trucks. And inside here, like I said, this is all of the templates for all of the different trucks. Obviously, we got the Kenworth W900, the T680, just all of them. Even the Volvos are all in here. So and you also got all the trailers too. So these are all the trailers and stuff like that. And basically, anything you mess with this folder, anything you take from this folder, make sure you copy it. You do not cut it. You do not move it. Just leave it in here, and then you just copy it. That way you don't have to re-extract and or or re-download and re-extract or whatever. You can just keep it all. So that's why we created the other folder. So we're going to be doing the W900, like I said, because that is one of my favorite trucks. Plus, it's easy to do. The truck is fairly simple. So I'm going to go ahead and here, I'm going to find my truck, and here is the different templates. So we've got the day cab, we've got the 72 sleeper, and the 86 sleeper. So if you don't know the difference, the day cab obviously is the day cab. That's a small truck. That's the truck you're going to get when you first buy it. More than likely, unless you have a bunch of money, you're buying a full size truck. But yeah, more than likely you're going to have the day cab to begin with. Me personally, when I design a skin, I'm going to design it for all of them, but we're only going to do one, just for the sake of time, because I do not want to be here for the next 4 hours trying to design something. So these DEFs, if you don't know what this is, I thought when I first saw these, I thought immediately, oh, DEF tank. I forget what it actually means, but it's the DEF tank for the fuel on the truck. So that must be the blueprint for that for some weird reason. No, that's not the case. The DEF 72 and the DEF 86, these are the top pieces. So if you don't have either the flat cab or the spoiler, and you put the top piece on either sleeper, this is that top piece. So this is the top of it, kind of the way it swoops back, and then you've got the two sides, and then you've got the two inner sides on the smaller. So that's what they are. They're that, I forget what we'll just call it a wind deflector, big old massive wind deflector on the top of the cab. That's what that is. But for just like I said, for the sake of time, we're only going to do one, which we're probably going to do the 86. We might as well do the biggest truck, right? And don't worry, I have plenty of money, and I can just buy a brand new truck and test this out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right-click it, and we're going to go down to copy, just like that. And then we're going to go back to our downloads folder here. This is just where I'm having it. And we're going to go over to the ATS truck skin files, and we're going to go ahead and paste that. So now we've got the Sleeper 86. I'm also going to do, where is it? View. I'm going to click View, and I'm going to go large icon so I can see what I'm looking at. So yeah, now we've got the template in there. I'm actually just going to call this template. It really doesn't matter. Once it's in here, we can call it whatever we like. I'm just going to call it temp, and that just stands for template. Oh, I should probably do this. We'll just do template 86. There we go. So now we know it's template of the 86 cab, the biggest availability for the Kenworth W900. So now that we got that, we're going to go ahead and... Alright, so we're going to go ahead and switch gears just real quick. Go back to downloads. And we're going to go ahead and go into our ATS tutorial mod here folder. And you're going to notice a few things. So we've got the manifest SII. This and this can be both edited with Notepad. So basically, these two, when you go to click on the mod in the game, these two are going to be referenced. And here's the mod image as well. So what I would do is I would take this meta image. We're going to go ahead and copy it because we're going to replace it later. Let's take it back over here, and let's take it over into the ATS truck skin files. I'm going to go ahead and paste it here. And this is it just tells you the example size of what it needs to be. But I'm just going to edit on top of this, and then I'm going to take this, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go back into the mod folder, and I'm going to go ahead and paste it and replace this. And then that way, so basically that image is the one you're going to see when you go to do the mod manager inside the game itself. So when you're at the main menu, you click mod manager, and it pulls up the thing. I can actually probably show you an example of that real quick. Okay, so here we are back at our game. We're going to go ahead and exit, but we're going to go back to the launch pad. Yeah, don't worry about it. Sync our progress, whatever. So yeah, when you first load up the game, this is what you're brought to, and then the mod manager is in here. Now, as you can see, we got a few different mods in here and stuff like that. That image, that example image that we just copied, that's what this is. That's what you see right here. And as you can see, I've made both of these, and I will leave a link to both of these also down in the description. We're gonna have a lot of links down there, just a whole lot of them. But yeah, so this is from the Steam Workshop. That's why they got the Steam icon on them. But when you go to add your personal one, if you're not going to upload it to the Steam Workshop, it'll just be also in here, but it will not have the Steam icon, but you can still activate it and the game will still recognize it. So, yeah. Okay, let's, so now that you see that, you can go and activate those and then confirm, make sure you confirm changes before you escape and go back into the, to go into the game to be able to test it. Let's go ahead and sign in real quick. Come on. Okay. My game does take a little bit to load, so that's why it's doing that. And I'm also keeping the game open because I like the music. Plus, it's ATS related, so the music works. Just for the tutorial of the game itself. Okay, so here we are back at here. That's, like I said, that's what that mod image is. We can go ahead and open up the description real quick. Okay, and we're using Notepad. This just comes free with Windows. So, but yeah, this is the this is just the description of the mod. You can type whatever you want in here. You can have nothing at all. But basically, you'll probably notice when I was looking at one of the mods. I don't know if you would have seen it, but yeah, this when you go to select the game or select the mod in the games manager that we just did, this is the description that's going to come up. But like I said, you can type whatever you want in here. It does not matter. There, see? Does not matter. We're just going to go ahead and file and save that. It does not matter. And if you want to, you could duplicate that and put it into your folder so you're not messing with the original one or whatever. I don't know. However you like. Okay, closing that out, you're going to notice the manifest.sii. This is just basically just pulls up the game's version, the category, and stuff like that, the icon image. I would not mess with this, or the category. But what you can do is you can mess with this. You can type a 1 in here, which is what I have done in the past. I think you type a 1 in there. You put your name in here. For the author, so when it comes up on the game, they'll be able to read that. So just type that in, and then just leave the rest of this. But you can type this in here. Like, this is what it recalls to. So when it goes to pull up the icon image, it knows to pull up this exact one. When it goes to pull up the description, it knows to pull up this exact one. So if you change these, you might be in a bit of a bother if you don't know what you're doing. So. We're just going to go ahead and file save that, and we can go ahead and close that out. So yeah, those are those 3 files explained pretty much. Pretty simple. But you're also going to notice there's a lot of different other stuff in here. So underneath vehicle, we've got truck and trailer owned. Now, if you're just doing a truck skin, you're not planning ever doing a trailer with this mod. You don't want to do anything with this mod that requires a trailer. Because what you can do is you can make a mod for one specific truck, and then make another mod for one specific trailer, and do it that way. You could do it however you like. Everything's in here, but we're not going to go ahead and do a trailer. But as you can see, all the trailers are in here. All the files you're going to need to do that. But we're not going to do a trailer. We're just going to go ahead and keep that selected, and we're just going to hit delete. Oop, not like that. There we go. Delete. And now that is completely gone, and that takes down quite a bit already of how big this folder is going to be. So basically, whatever files and folders are left within this, when you go to upload it to Steam, the user is going to have to download that file or that folder size. So the smaller you can make it, the better it's going to be, and they will more than likely not get rid of the mod because the mod's way too big. So because this includes everything for every truck and every trailer, you want to delete all the files and folders that don't pertain to that particular thing that you're modifying. So we're going to go ahead and go into truck. We're going to go into that upgrade. We're going to go to paint job. I'm going to go ahead and highlight everything. Kenworth, the international, all the internationals, the Freightliner. I'm going to hit the delete key. I'm also going to go Mack, Peterbilt, Volvo, Western Star, delete, and we're just going to delete all of that because it is not needed for this particular mod. Then we can go into here, we can go into here, and here is all your other stuff. The RGB stuff I have not figured out. I have tried, and it's just really weird. I'm guessing it's more for simple paint jobs that the player can then color different colors. It gives a few different color slots, and whatever color this color is and this color is and this color is, the player's going to be able to modify that while they're selecting the paint job within the game. But we're not going to go worry about that, so we're going to go ahead and select all that, all the RGB stuff, and we're going to hit delete, just like that, just as simple. We don't need all of that. We don't need it whatsoever. The DEFs, we're not going to need either because we're not going to modify those. And because we're only doing the 86, we'll delete all these as well. So now we've only got Cap 86, and this is within the mod file, the mod folder, by the way. This isn't a different one. This is within the mods folder. So the only thing we're going to have is we're going to have the Cap 86 DDS and the TOB-J, and that's the only things we're going to need. So now we're going to go back to ATS, the tutorial mod. We're going to go into material. We're going to go to UI. So this is the UI stuff. The accessory UI. The thing we're going to go ahead and leave is my memory isn't what it used to be, so I had to look into these. But something you're going to notice is these DDS files. These are just image folders. It's just DDS is another type of image. So we're just going to go ahead and select these. We don't need these either. And we're going to hit delete. As well as we're going to select all these, or these four right here. We're going to hit delete because we don't need them. As well as we're going to select all these. We're going to delete them because we don't need them. Then we're going to go into Kenworth. We're going to delete all of this, or we're going to delete the RGB one, the example RGB. So basically, this example image that you're seeing here, once we delete all this, so we don't need these either. Yep, we don't need those. So basically this right here, this is the image you're going to see when you're selecting the mod within the game. You're selecting the paint job within the game. So when you got your truck going, you're modifying it, and you see the little image that tells you what mod that is, or what paint job that is. It shows like a little preview. That's basically what this is. So we're just going to go ahead and leave that because that's within the UI itself. Then we're going to go into DEF, vehicle. We're going to delete the trailer owned. And I think we can delete the trucks as well. We can delete all these because we don't need them. And delete all this because we don't need them. Good job. Yep. And you're going to just leave all this, I believe. Yeah, we don't need. I mean, there is some stuff in here we don't need, but we're probably not going to worry about it. These are 1 kilobyte size, so I'm not even going to bother. But you could probably work out which ones you don't need. But we're just going to leave all those. We just want the Kenworth W900 in there. So those are basically just like little image or little text documents and stuff like that. So we're just going to leave all of that. So now this folder should be much lighter. So before, if we leave our mouse over here, it is 7, with everything in there, it's 7.83 gigabytes. So if I upload that to the Steam Workshop, people are going to have to download 7.83 gigabytes worth just for a skin mod. That is ridiculous. That is absolutely huge. So it just includes everything, and then you could just delete what you don't need. But if we look over at the ATS truck tutorial, it is 85.4 megabytes. That is significantly smaller. And people go to download this, they're going to click when they go and click the subscribe or whatever it is button, the little plus icon. It's going to download pretty much, unless they have really bad internet, but it's going to download and install it to their game pretty much instantly. So, but yeah, that's pretty much that. Okay, so the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go into vehicle. So we're going to leave all this. Okay, so we're pretty good there. That's the only two we need. So go ahead and head back. So now we're going to get now that we've got the file structure, pretty much what we want. It's pretty small. We're just going to go ahead and leave that alone. We're going to go ahead into ATS truck skin files. And now we've got the example mod, and we've got that. Oh, I do need to pull that other image as well. I was about to do that, and I guess I got sidetracked. Whoops. So we're going to go ahead and into material, UI, accessory, Kenworth. We're going to take this, and we're going to go ahead and copy this as well. And then we're going to go back to our ATS, our truck skin files, paste it, just like that. Boom, done. So now we've got all three of those. We've got the mod image, which is the one you see when you're selecting the mod at the mod manager thing, and then we've got the image when you're selecting it in game, and we've got our template. So you're probably wondering what to do next. So am I. No, just kidding. So the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and modify. We're going to start modifying. Since we've already got a duplicate of this, we got one in our templates. That's why I copied it. We can just go ahead and edit right on top of this. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and right click, and we're going to, oops, now we're going to right click, okay. And we're going to scroll down, or go down to open with, and you're going to open with your preferred program that you like to edit images. We're going to be editing this PNG. And since if you do have GIMP, it'll show up in here, whichever one that you're going to have. But we're going to go ahead and open it with GIMP. And that's going to go ahead and open up our program here. Ooh, the cuts are going to be intense. Anyway, yeah. So here we are in GIMP. This is the GNU image manipulation program. I'm not going to teach you how to use the entire thing. We're only going to be teaching how to use the specific stuff that we're going to be doing. So yeah, like I said, once it loads up, you're going to be greeted with this pretty much as well. So hopefully everything works like it's supposed to. But yeah, this is what you're greeted with. Is the template. You can kind of see the template, but not really. So just basically, real quick, this checkerboard you're seeing, this is called alpha channel. And basically what it is just transparent nothing. So it doesn't pertain to the image whatsoever as well. So it does not pertain to this image at all on any level. Yours will probably look a little bit different than mine, but it really doesn't matter. Just for the purposes of this tutorial, we're just going to be showing off how to do some of these things. So the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to right click. Hopefully that comes up. No, is it working? It's hard to tell. It might not be working. No, I don't think it's working. All right, well, I don't know if that's working. It doesn't appear to be capturing correctly, but we're just going to go ahead and carry on. So apologies for that. I can't get it to work. I've been trying for about 20 minutes trying to get it to capture stuff, and it's just not working. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and right click. And if you can't see this window, and if you can't see my mouse, when you right click over underneath your template, PNG over at the bottom right here, if you right click in this gray square right underneath that, you should be on layers mode right here. If you go ahead and right click that, you're going to see an option called new layer. We're going to go ahead and click that, and you're going to have this pop-up box over here, up here. Okay, we're just gonna do it like this then. It is not wanting to capture certain things. Anyway, so yeah, you're gonna get with this. You're gonna see this gonna say new layer. You're just gonna leave everything as it is. You're just gonna go ahead and click OK. And then we're also going to go ahead and right click, and underneath the new layer, you're gonna see new layer group. I'm gonna go ahead and click that, and as you can see here, so now we have the layer group, we've got new layer, and we've got the template. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull this in here. Now the reason I do this is because we're going to be duplicating and moving stuff around, and the easy way to like merge different layers and stuff like that, we can click this and it hides everything all at once. Sometimes you'll end up with like 20 different layers, and you don't want to have to click these little icons to hide them individually, just so that you can merge. Because if we do what is called a merge visible layers, if I click this, whatever layers that are not invisible are going to be merged together. So we're going to be doing a lot of that as well, but we're going to go ahead and get into that later. But yeah, so now we see here, we're going to pull this new layer. So basically I'm just clicking and holding on these layers here, and we're going to move that down below temp 86. And the reason we're going to do that is because we're going to double click it right where it says new layer, and we're going to call this paint. And then we're going to hit enter to confirm. That way you're not, things aren't going crazy. But you want to hit enter to confirm. That's the easiest way to do it. We're just going to call this paint. And basically what this is going to be, this is going to be the color of the truck, essentially. So you can pick whatever color you want. Over here in the left, you're going to go ahead and see that we have the foreground color, and we have an active background color. You can click on either one of these, it doesn't matter. We're going to click on the foreground one because that's going to be the one we're going to do. And we're going to go ahead and change this to white. This is just for ease of seeing the template. So basically what you could do is you could have another layer above paint just to go underneath the template, or you could have it the paint as that under layer, just so you can see the template and then change it later. But we're just going to do white for now because the blueprint is in black lines, so we're going to do white, and that'll be a nice contrast. And as you can see, now it's white. If you accidentally selected this one and say it looks like this, and you selected this one and now it looks like this, you can hit this little switch right here and switch them. So you can have two actives at once. Then you're going to go ahead and over on the left here, the top left, you're going to see a bucket. That's called the bucket fill. When you hover over it, it tells you what it is. Even gives you a little brief description as well as what the hotkey for that is, if it does have a hotkey. We're going to go ahead and click that. Obviously, make sure that this on the left says FG color fill. That's the foreground color. If you select this, it'll select the other one. So that's another way to switch them. As well as you can select this and then select this box here to select a pattern. You can do pattern fill as well. So just whatever you want, really doesn't matter. But we're just going to go with white for now. And you could do the paint underneath all the other layers later if you like as well. And I'm just going to go ahead and click. That was the wrong one. Whoops. Okay, and apologies for my computer being a little slow. But so now we've got that. I'm going to go ahead and just click this little double or this little cross with the arrows on it. This is the move tool. But I'm just going to leave it like that. So now we can see our template. The one thing you can do, one of the easy things, is to hold Control and then zoom in with your mouse, and that's how you zoom in and out. Hold the middle mouse button or the scroll wheel, pushing it down, will allow you to move this around like this. So pretty easy, pretty simple. But yeah, we can zoom in. As you can see, all these different like little sections. Obviously, this is the driver side of the truck, driver side of the hood. Then over here, the passenger side of the truck, passenger side of the hood here. This is the top side of the cab, the top side of the sleeper, and then the top side. So here's the top side of the cab. This lines up. The top side of the sleeper, then this is the top side of the cab here. This is like the, I believe this is the little section right here that kind of covers this. And then you've got the top of the hood. You got toppable fenders. This is where the headlights are. And then you can see the square here. Hopefully you can see my cursor. That'd be pretty stupid if you couldn't. Yeah, but there's the top side of the fender. This right here is the bottom side of the fender. Like I said, just experiment with it, and you can find out. So we're going to go ahead and do that one thing I was telling you guys about. That'll kind of give you an insight as to what stuff is where the lines are. Maybe give you a little bit of an idea as well. So we're going to go in the top left. We're going to go ahead and click File. We're going to go ahead and click Save As. And as you can see, this is going to go into our ATS truck skin files because that's where we pulled it from. And don't worry about the .xcf. That is the file type that this program uses to save stuff. So we're just going to call it. We're just going to go ahead and call it test. Or no, this is going to be. Sorry, we'll just click cancel. We're going to file. We're going to go ahead and save as again, and we're going to save this as .xcf. So now if we save this, that will now go into that, and then we're going to file again, and we're going to go ahead and hit export. And this is going to be the temp 86. This is what I wanted to change. I do not want to overlay this this one here. So we're just going to call this test. And it's going to be .png. I'm going to click export. It's going to pull that up. And don't worry about any of these settings. I don't. Half of them I probably don't even know what they do. So I'm just going to, if you're an advanced user, you probably know all this. But we're just going to leave everything as default. I'm going to click export, and it's going to go ahead and export that PNG for us, and it's going to look exactly like it's going to look exactly like this, but when it goes on the truck, it'll be kind of think of like laying a blanket over the truck, basically is what it's going to do. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that, and then we can go ahead and close out and go back to our File Explorer. Okay, so here we are back at our File Explorer. As you can see, we've got all of our, we got the example DDS, we got this, we got that. That's the template. We don't want to mess with that. But you're going to notice a new file in here, two new files. You're going to notice the temp.80x86. If we open that, it's going to take us right back to where we left off, which was painting this background underneath this. But you're going to notice this test.png. You're going to notice, yeah, you can see that the truck template is on there. The next thing we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go back to downloads. Then we're going to go over to our tutorial mod. We're going to go back to vehicle, truck, upgrade, paint job, Canward W900. We're going to be doing this a lot. And then we're going to go ahead and open up this cab86.dds with our image manipulation program. Just like that. And if you left yours open like I did, like an idiot, you're going to notice this little pop-up come up right here. You're going to see that it says load DDS, load mini-maps automatically decode. The one thing we're going to tick off, we're going to tick this right here. So now we don't need the mini-maps, so we're not going to load them. but we are going to go ahead and hit OK on that, and then it's going to pull up. Um, it's going to pull that up over on our image manipulation program. I left mine open, so it's just going to pull up just over there. Okay, so here we are back over here, back over at our DDS. Like I said, I left mine open. So this is the original one, as you can see all our layers here. But now you're going to be greeted with this. And the template's already here, so you could have done this another way by copying the DDS and then editing that and then putting it back in. But the one that's pretty much what we're not going to do. We're not going to mess with this, or we are going to mess with this DDS, but we're not going to mess with the actual like saving it and exporting it and stuff like that. We're just going to leave this as it is as well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead back over to File, and we're going to click Open as Layers over on the left here, which is also Control-Alt-O. But we can go ahead and click that. And as you can see, now we're taking to the folder where that is. But we're going to go back to Downloads up here. Let's make sure this is working. Yep, it's working. Okay, just making sure you can see that, because it's all very strange. I'm still new to this. I'm still testing stuff out. So where we're at, we're going to go ahead and click on Downloads. We're going to go over to ATS Truck Skin Files, and then we're going to click the test the test PNG, and we're going to click Open, and that's going to overlay it on top. And now we can see basically when we're done with ours, this is what it's going to look like as well. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and click Done. We're going to click this cab86.dds, and we're going to hit Delete. Just simple as that. And then the next thing we're going to do is go over to File, over in the top left again. I'm going to go File, and we're going to go ahead and overwrite cab86.dds. Now remember, we do have, this is our own personal mod folder. The example mod folder, the one that we downloaded and extracted, that's still all in its original state. We're not altering that. So if we end up messing up somehow, we delete files or folders and or folders that we did not want to delete, and we've lost them completely, we can always go back into that example mod, copy what we lost or modified and didn't mean to modify, and paste it into this mod back into it so that it's all correct again. Or we can delete it entirely and start over, which however you want to do it. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and click overwrite. Now once we do this, that's going to change that DDS from the one that was just there to this one here. And the reason we did the white again is because it's all black lines. So we're going to go ahead and click that. And you can see it's saving down at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that stuff or not. Depends on how I have my stuff set up. But anyway, so that is now pasted over, or that's now overwritten. So now if we go back to our File Explorer over here, just like that, should be, yep, it is working. Sorry about that. I'm still testing. But yeah, now you can see this .86. If we go to open this again, it's going to look like this. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then you can go ahead and just close that over here. Do not close it over here. Over in the top right, you're going to close it over near the top left. Is you're going to see the two different images here. We're just going to go ahead and close this one. It's going to ask us, say, hey, do you want to save changes? We're just going to disregard changes. We don't need to worry about that. So now we're going to go over into the polling. We're going to copy the folder into the mods folder of the actual game itself. And we're going to go ahead and do that. So now that that has been overwritten, we're going to go back to downloads. And now we can see this here. We're going to take this, we're going to copy this. That way we have a backup. We're just going to right click it, click copy, and we're going to go over into documents. We're just going to click documents here. This is where some of your game saves are going to be, some different stuff, and whatnot. So yeah, I got a few different games in here that have been saved to my documents. This is all just mainly save data anyway. But we're going to go ahead and double click American Truck Sim. and then we're going to double click mod, and then we're going to right click, and we're going to paste. And boom, there, mod's in the game. But we do got to restart the game since we have it running currently. We do got to restart the game in order for this mod to appear in the mods list. But it is now, this is a personal mod. This is not me uploading it to Steam Workshop. So this is just a personal mod in case you don't want to go through that extra bit. You can just go ahead and have your own personal truck skin if you're just, just messing around with it or whatnot. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go back over to the game. Okay, so here we are back over to our game. We have restarted our game. That way we can see it. I'm gonna click mod manager, and now you're gonna see ATS tutorial mod, and see it's just in there. It's just as simple as that. Don't need anything special, which is nice. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and double click that, and it'll add it to our mods list, and then we're gonna confirm changes. And then we're going to go ahead and hit continue game. We're going to go buy ourselves a brand new Kenworth W900 and go into the modification. So let's go ahead and hit continue, and let's go do that. Yep. So now that we're inside of the game, we're going to go ahead and truck manager, truck dealers. There we go. I'm going to click Kenworth, click our Kenworth dealer. We can buy online, I think, is because we have 3 trucks now. So let's go ahead and just buy online. I want the biggest one, there it is. Just click that one, whatever. Customize configuration. So here we are at the customize thing. If you don't have that online option, you can just visit select a dealer. It'll take you there, and it's just as easy. It's just as easy, So we're gonna leave that. We're gonna leave all this. We really don't need to mess with any of this. We're just testing. So now we're gonna go over to paint job. So you're gonna notice. Oh, I might have left a file in there somewhere. We'll have to go and find this W900. This example 900 RGB. I thought I deleted that. Divided. Oh, I guess one of their mods isn't working correctly. I am on the experimental branch, so it's the stripe. The stripe's also not working. A few of these aren't working. What the heck? There's a bug in the game. But we're going to go ahead and click our example W900. Oh, that has been left up there. How'd that get on there? I don't know where that's pulling that from. Oh, it's pulling it from my own mod. Okay, that's fine. We can just go ahead and leave that. I don't know why it's pulling that one. It shouldn't be. And actually, my mod's not even in here. Did you notice that? It's like my mod's not even in here. What the heck? Yeah. Something has gone slightly awry. This one has been broken. Let's not buy online then. Let's just visit select a dealer. Maybe the online portion is a little broken. Oh, wrong one. Let's go with this. Customize configuration. Okay. We're going to select the Studio Sleeper. Go ready to paint jobs. Yeah. Weird. Anyway, so basically this was my point. We'll fix that later. This was my point, though, was to be able to see, you can see the template on the actual truck here as well. And you can see what's covered up. Like if we put anything in this section, it'd be covered up by the air cleaner. If we put anything in this section, I believe there's a chrome piece as well. You can't change the color. It's fine though. Yeah, you can see the different stuff we can put on here. let's see, what would, so this here, uh, that's the wings that add some more. You can see some of that stuff. And for some reason, the topper is a little broken. I don't know why it's doing that. Just ignore that for now. Should be. Where is it? This? Yeah, there it is. So there will be a little template for this as well. If you click this, obviously whatever was there is going to be gone. If people select that option. This is that little. Is that a little top piece? No, that's just around the window. Yeah, we got the standard hood. So if somebody puts a mirror on there, that might block up if you had like little icons or something there. As well as this might block something as well if somebody picks that, or if you pick that, whatever it might be. There's quite a few different options. Obviously, if you put anything here, so if we go basic paint, there is availability to put icons down there. But if somebody just puts this on there or any of these, obviously it's gonna cover those up. So do be wary of some of that stuff. But yeah, you can play around with the different settings to see, like if you put anything in this section right here. You can see that would be covered up by this exhaust shield here as well. And if you put anything, I believe it's right there. You can see that's going to be covered up as well. And do be wary of what's back here as well. You can see where the lights are. For some reason, they didn't put that in the blueprint, so you can know where that is. But if we put this stuff up here, it's going to cover it up as well. So you can kind of put stuff above this line right here, and it'll never be covered up. So do be aware of that stuff. If we go ahead and add these fenders, the door, obviously. And do also be wary of this window. You can't do anything about it. So it's just there. That's also in the blueprint. Anywhere these windows are, you can't put decals over. So it does not matter. There. Just throw some stuff on here. But this is what I mean. Like the 389 allows you to have colored gas tanks or fuel tanks, but for some reason the W900 didn't get that same feature. So it's like, why? It's like, oh. Yeah, you can see this is the top fender. This is the top of that fender there. This is where the headlight is in front of that square. But yeah, this just gives you a basic idea of what you want to be putting decals in, or where you want to be putting your decals and stuff like that. So it's basically just that idea. It's just to find out where stuff is and where you want to put your stuff. And obviously what you can do is what I have done in the past is I'll add a few decals and then save it, overwrite that DDS, and then put the mod back in my mods folder, and then test that and then maneuver that. And then once I get those few icons where the engine's doing it in steps rather than all at once, but you can do it all at once if you like. Just be wary of that. And also the 389 allows for colored shields, but for some reason this one does not. And also putting stuff up here. Obviously people are going to put this or this. I don't know why it's recalling that image. We'll have to find out later. But yeah, something's definitely weird within my mods folder. It should work. Everything should work. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had that happen before, where one truck skin overrides another somehow. We won't worry about it. We're just creating a tutorial. No issues here. Nothing to see here. Move along. Okay, this is going to be a very botched tutorial. Very long tutorial already. Unfortunately, yeah, I take too long to explain things. What can you do? Anyway, so back over here. Back over at our temp 86.xcf, It's so let's say, yeah, you got an idea of where you want to put stuff, and let's go do it. So I'm not going to create anything special. We're just going to do a few little things to kind of get you in the idea of doing this type of stuff. Um, so let's you know what, let's start out with a let's start it with a truck number, something simple, something easy, um, as well. So I'm going to go ahead and select my text tool, which is right here, and yeah, I want to put a truck number on this. Um, so I'm just going to click and drag. Um, we're just going to say I want Times New Roman 75. I'm just going to leave all this. We're just going to type in. We're going to type in like B. We're going to go ahead and select that. Also, we're going to move this one outside of the layer group. I almost forgot that. Yep, move that outside the layer group, so it's above it. Um, we're going to say B dash, I don't know, 75. You know, that's my truck number. And you don't have to have a truck number. You'd have whatever you want. It does not matter. This is just an example. Um, so let's go ahead and select that. I really don't want that big. And also I want that to be black because we're going to have a white truck. Um, so basically, whenever you're going to add something to your truck on this on any image manipulation program, image program, you want to right click and you want to create a new layer. Everything's got to be on a layer. That way it's easy to edit, it's easy to move around, stuff like that. So that's basically the idea. I'm going to make this, I don't know, this. I also want a bold. Yeah. Oh, it is already bold. Actually, I don't like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to text. And you need to change this. How do I change this again? Is there a way? Yeah, oh yeah, here. So underneath the list, there's smaller previews, bigger previews. I always like to do pretty big previews so I can see, so I can get an idea of what it looks like. Let's go with one of my custom ones, or not my custom ones. The ones that people have uploaded to the internet and I've downloaded. Well, we won't get into that. But let's see what we got. Night Vengeance. Oh wait, we can't do Night Vengeance. That's right, because that one does not have numbers in it. Go with something. I guess there really isn't anything. Uh, like I did have mine, but I don't know. I don't remember what it was called. But it was a pretty good one. Yeah, unfortunately, Night Vengeance. Was it Night Vengeance? May not have been. Yeah, maybe it was a Night. Yeah, it is Night Vengeance. Okay. It's a demo, obviously. I just wanted the letters, though. Wanted something cool for a image. We'll just go Impact. Impact looks good. Okay. We're just going to call that good, otherwise we're going to be here all day. So yeah, now that we got that, I'm just going to click on it. We'll just click on layer, click back on that. You can still edit this with the text tool, but I'm going to go ahead and select the move tool, and I want it like right up here, right up by the nose, maybe. Yeah, just right up by the nose. We'll just call that good. I'm also going to use the crop tool, and we're going to go ahead and crop this down so that the image or the layers boundary is not clear out there. We're just going to go ahead and click that. And see, now that has turned it into a regular layer. You can do that a few different ways, like do that what I just did. Because I like this, I'm just going to go ahead and leave that like that, because I'm done. I'm done editing it with the text tool as well. So, and if I want to redo that, what I can do is um, I can just Control Z to get it back into a text, and then re-edit it. So, yeah, let's say we like that where they want or where we want. We're just going to go back into the selection tool. I'm going to go up to here to the top. We're going to go layer, and then we're going to go all the way down to layer to image size. And what this is going to do is it's going to take that little bounding box we got around B75, and it's going to make it the entire size. The bounding box is going to go the entire image. So we're going to go layer to image size, and as you can see, the bounding box is now the entire image rather than just right here. And then we're going to go Control Shift D. Alternately, you can right click it and hit duplicate layer. That's what we're doing. We're duplicating. So we're going to click on this layer. We're going to go layer. We're going to go transform. And then we're going to flip vertically. And we're going to scroll up. And now B75 is over here. But it looks a little weird, doesn't it? Like if you turn your head upside down, you're going to notice that's backwards. That's not correct. But we're going to take our crop tool. We're going to zoom in right on into this thing. It should still be working. Yeah, okay. Just making sure. And then we're going to select this. We're going to get it as close as we can. This is the reason we're zoomed all the way in. And then we're going to go right to where the pixels stop. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to put so much emphasis on the P. So right there. And then, yeah, we're just pulling the box. As you can see, when whatever is grayed out around this box, that's what's going to disappear. But everything within this box is going to stay. As you can see here as well. Oh, we went too far. It's a good thing we zoomed out. But when I move my cursor near the edge, it pulls up a little box here. Just like that, just like that. We got the corner ones as well. This is just adjusting the size. But you want to click and hold on all that. This one's a little close, I think. Oh, it's perfect. Okay. So now that we got that selected, we're going to go to the middle, or to click it. And now see the bounding box is now back down to that size. Then we're going to go layer again, transform again, but this time we're going to flip horizontally. And now, if you turn your head upside down, it now reads correctly. And it's in the exact same spot as this one. So now this is where the layer group thing comes into play. We're going to click the little eye icon next to the layer group, and as you can see, now it hides everything. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go image. We're going to merge visible layers. Control M. And it's going to pull up this little pop-up box. We're just going to leave everything as normal. We're going to click merge. And now those two layers have become one. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit, and with the crop tool still selected, we're going to just do this, just to get over it. Make sure we're not cutting out any bits of it, and then we're just going to click again. And as you can see, now it's this, and now we can unhide this. So now that it's in its own layer, both of these, I can now move these around. I can move them wherever I want. So let's say I didn't like them there all of a sudden. Maybe I want them there. Obviously, we'd have to crop this once again, make it the image size, duplicate it, turn it upside down, do all that process again in order to get it in the same spot, but it's there. And if you didn't mean to move something by accident, you can just hit Control Z, and it'll go however many Control Z's it takes to go back to where it was. But yeah, that's perfect. Perfect, like right there. The other thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go on to Paint, because there's one specific thing I really want to do. Now you're going to notice about the middle of your tools here, you're going to see fuzzy select tool. We're going to go ahead and click that. This will make your life so much easier. I would turn the threshold up to 100, which is right here. Radius at 10. Select by composite, sure. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click right in this area on template, sorry. Click template and then click that. And now we have selected this little spot. And as you can see, if you click up at the top here, the selection editor, if you haven't seen that, it's now going to appear over here what's selected in white can be edited, in black cannot be edited. So then we're going to go ahead and go to we can do the bucket tool, we can do the paint tool, whichever. I'm going to switch this to black. Now the reason I'm doing this, make sure you reselect the paint layer, because you do not want to paint on the template if you can avoid it. And I'm just going to fill it in. Come on, there we go. And I'm going to fill it in again, and one more for good measure. And then I'm going to go select here at the top left. I'm going to select none. So now that unselects everything. And the reason I'm doing this black and I'm doing this like this is because this is the underside of this fender. This is the underside. This is where the wheel well is. So I'm just painting it black because I'm not going to put anything there. And as well as I don't want it to be I don't necessarily want it to be the paint color, but you can do whatever you like. This is just my personal preference. So I'm going to do it once more. We're going to go click template with the fuzzy select tool. Click inside here, and you can see it highlights that. Then click back over to paint. Click the paint bucket. 1, 2, and then 3. And then select none. So good, perfect. Painted the underside of the fenders. And you can do that with any of these. You can do that with the fenders. You can have different colored fenders if you like. Whatever you want to do. It's fine by you. You do whatever you like. Some of this stuff I still don't know what it is, but we're just going to go ahead and just leave it alone. We're just going to go with what we know. Yeah, so we got that. Let's say now I want a truck number. Generally on sleepers you can see the truck number usually on like this door, or maybe between the door and the window, or just somewhere relatively easy to read. I'm going to go ahead and put mine. I'm going to go ahead and put mine here. Then we're going to type in this. I want a DOT number, and I'm going to do 8 random numbers. So we're just going to hit Control here. Hit Control DOT. Obviously, it's putting it down there. We're going to move it up to the top. Also, that B75, you can now move over the layer group or underneath it. Doesn't matter. Put it where you want. Just anything that isn't paint, put it above the template. So that's always above. So if I put it below the template, it's still readable, apparently. I guess the template isn't all that. It isn't all. It's pretty transparent, so that's why we do the paint color. But yeah, now we're gonna go ahead and select that. I'm gonna change it down to probably 50. So this is 50, I believe 50 pixels. So, and then I'm just gonna type in 8 random numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You do whatever you like. Doesn't matter. Like I said, it really doesn't matter. I'm actually gonna make this slightly bigger. Yeah, we're gonna make it slightly bigger. Go 5. And if you have that happen to you, if you zoom in, you can actually see the box of it. See this little thing that comes up. Drag that over. There we go. Really doesn't matter. We'll adjust it later. So now we're going to go selection tool, and I don't really like it there. Or maybe I want it here. Just be aware that if there's anything that's asymmetrical to the other side, just be aware of that, like that window that isn't on the driver's side but is on the passenger side. The 389, I believe, has a lot more asymmetrical stuff, so definitely be aware of your template and where you can put stuff. But when you're doing that, so yeah. And again, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm actually going to change the color. We're going to go colors. We're going to colorize. And we're just going to go no saturation, all the way black. Select OK, and that'll turn it into a layer for us. That isn't a text layer. Then I'm just going to go layer to image size once again. So now does that layer, or then we're going to go Control Shift D, which will pull up another one in the bottom right here. Select that one, layer, transform, flip vertically, and you can see it puts it up there. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm actually going to hide the template so I can see it properly, because there's a lot of black lines around here. So, and there's lots you can do with all this too. There's so much, and there's so many tutorials out there. I'm just doing my own personal one because a friend of mine kind of pushed me toward it. Not in a bad way. Just was like, kind of gave me an idea, and I was just like, yeah, I'll do a tutorial for it. So then we'll go layer, transform, flip vertically. So now it reads correctly when it's on the other side. And then we're going to go template, bring it back up so we can see our truck. Sorry this is taking so long. I don't know why my program is slow. It just is. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That's about what I want on the truck. Maybe I want like my logo up here. And we could do a few different ways of doing that. We can type it out, or I can bring one in. Things like that. So again, if you want to bring in a layer, we can click File, you can click Open as Layers, and you can go wherever you want to find that image if you know where that image is. So I went ahead and just real quick, I'm going to pull in one of my old channel logos here. This is my old one. I'm transforming to the better one. This one I might have to separate it. We'll see. But yeah, let's go ahead and separate it. So what I'm going to do there. Oh, also I forgot completely. Hide these. And I hid this one too. So the two DOTs. We're going to go Image, Merge Visible Layers, Merge, and then we're going to cut it. So it's an easily movable thing. And yeah, that looks good. Looks pretty good. Then I'm going to pull that back into the layer group, and it's going to be hidden automatically because the layer group's hidden. Let's pull this back up. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just going to separate this. We're going to hide this. This was actually created from Dyson Sphere program with the colored letters and stuff. So this is my old logo. I don't use this one anymore. I'm trying not to anyway. That looks good. Actually, Control Z that. We're gonna go Control Shift D, and then we're gonna hide this one. This is how you can split layers into other stuff. This is gonna be a long tutorial, by the way. I don't think I'm gonna do the stripe tutorial. I think I do not want to try that. That's gonna be insane. But yeah, let's go ahead and click that. And then we'll bring back up our layer group here. Click the move tool. It's a bit small, huh? A bit small of a logo on the side of the truck. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go layer. We're going to scale the layer. So this little chain icon, this is to lock these two together. So width and height. If you click this, it'll unlock them, and then you can adjust them individually. So you can adjust the height of the image, and this will disproportionate the layers. So unless you're planning on doing that, I just leave it locked, which I do not want to do. Yeah, we're gonna type in. Let's go with the height. Let's go 500, and then we'll hit Enter. and that will change the width as well, and then we'll hit scale. It's a bit blurry, but for testing purposes, we'll just go ahead and do that. So anything with letters and or numbers, you have to duplicate it, put it at the top, and then rotate it or flip it so it reads correctly on the other side. But if it does not have any letters or numbers in it, or doesn't have a very specific design, where the design is different from the front to the back, then you can just change it. Like if this was just a white diamond or a black diamond, it would just be, I wouldn't have to rotate it if it was perfectly symmetrical on both sides from left to right. So, but this does have letters on it, so we're just going to call that good. This other one, we're just going to leave that alone for right now. We'll leave that hidden. But yeah, we got that right where we want it. We're going to go layer to image size once more. Control Shift D. That duplicates it. Click that one. We're going to go layer, transform once more, flip it vertically. That's it on the other side. Go ahead and cut it. And we want to, the reason I cut it as close as possible, I don't think I explained this, but the reason I cut it as close as possible is because when you go to flip it horizontally, it'll take both sides into account and then flip it that way. So depending on the size of the actual layer is how it flips vertically. So if you have it like oblonged on one side or the other, it's going to flip it, but it's going to flip it and it's going to be in a different spot than it was currently. So, and you can always tell by doing this. You're like, okay, that looks good. Layer. Actually, let's do that. Let's do it wrong real quick, just to show you what happens. Oops, there it is. So let's say I pulled that up to there, but on this side, I only pulled it to like there, but I wasn't really paying attention. That just cut them off, but let's say I didn't notice. Then we'll go layer, transform, flip horizontally, and you see now how it shifted over, probably about 5 or 6 pixels. You're probably not going to be bothered by that, but bigger stuff you will notice that. Bigger images and stuff, you'll definitely notice them in different spots of the truck. So just trying to pull it right to where the pixels end on both sides. And hopefully, that looks good. Layer, transform, flip. Yeah, it shifted it a little bit, but it is slightly rotated, so we should be okay. Yeah, then we go ahead and hide that. Image, merge visible layers, merge, and then we can re-show all that and put that into the layer group. Come on, there we go. Click that. So now I've unhidden this one, and the reason I unhid this one is because I want to put this up here. I want to put it up here. So, yeah. Since we cut out the diamond last time, now it's time for the lettering. That looks good, and we don't have to do anything to it. So, actually, I will do this though. I don't know why, just because. Layer, scale layer. So when you're scaling a layer, the sizes that you see here are based on the bounding box, not based on how big the pixels are or anything like that. That's based on the bounding box size in pixels. So, and you could change this if you want. I just leave it on pixels, I think. So about 3 times bigger. So we go maybe 1500. Okay, that was way too big. Let's go 1,000 pixels. It's a bit too big still, and I'm Control Zing every time. Layer, scale layer. 800 then. Some layers will scale different than others, so, or some images will scale different to others. So definitely want to be wary of any of that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So that we'll go layer to image size, Control Shift D. The top. Oops. Oh, whoops, forgot to do that. Layer, transform, flip horizontally, cut it, zoom on in. There we go. Right to them pixels. Right to them pixels. Layer, transform, flip horizontally. Okay, perfect. So now everything reads correctly. Let's say that's pretty much what we want on there. We just want ourselves like a... I might do the stripe, but I will not try to line it up with the back. I do not want to be here for 4 hours trying to get that working. But yeah, let's say we want a stripe. We'll go with a nice... blue. Why not? And then we're probably going to want... So it's going to be a stripe. We're going to want... we'll go with paintbrush. Sure. Then we'll go occupancy at 100, just in case your settings are different. We'll go the hardest brush there is, which is the full circle. Because we kind of want, it depends on what you want. We can do squares as well. We can do block and then change the aspect ratio. Change that. Just change that to 0. Angle's fine, hardness, whatever. Now the size, I want 100 maybe? Yeah, 100 seems good. You don't have to have it the exact same, but yeah, and we're going with normal mode as well on there. Occupancy is obviously how much of that brush gets put into the thing. So like this. Whoops. Also, I forgot to do this again. Image, merge visible layers, merge. Cut it. Don't have to be in the exact size. Okay, and we'll put that back into the layer group. Okay. So you can either do this on the paint layer, or if you want, you can do it on its own layer, which I'd recommend doing a new layer for everything. So just type in new layer, hit OK, and then pull that out of the layer group. And then I'm just going to call this stripe, enter, and we're selected on it. Paintbrush. So now to my example. So this, I bumped, whoops. So this versus, say like this. So you see the difference. But yeah, we'll just go full on. Now with stripes, you're going to know that stripes on vehicles do not, when they have stripes, they do not look like that. I do not have a perfectly steady hand. I can't do that, but there is one little trick we can do, which is we can click and then hold Control. Is it hold Control? No, Shift. Yeah, there it is. Okay, Shift. And this basically allows us to draw a straight line with whatever angle we want. If we want it perfectly straight, perfectly level, we can hold Control as well, and that'll do it at different angles, but it only has a set amount, as you can see. But if we let go of Control while still holding Shift, now we can do it freely. But we're going to do this. Freely. This is basically how I did the other truck. Just a little cheaty type thing. But yeah, we can go ahead and pull this over here like that, and then we're going to pull this over here like that. Now we're going to pull this over here like that. Now I want that perfectly level there. And we're going to pull it over just right to here, and I'll tell you why in a second. There. So now we got ourselves a stripe. You know, something that looks relatively simple, relatively easy. We probably want to go all the way to the front of the truck there. Just click that a million times. There we go. Perfect. That's fine. Yeah, now we got ourselves a stripe. You do want to go over the line a little bit. So basically, this is that added extra piece, that little fin on the back side of the cab, and this is the back side of it. And that's on both sides. So this is the back side of it. You wanted to, if you wanted to carry that stripe across this. Oops. There we go. We'll carry it to there. But like I said, this right here, this is the back side of the cab, but this is rotated slightly differently. This is why it's so difficult to line it up. There's a few different tricks, but I'm not going to go into it. But yeah, we could take a guess and say like this right here, this body line, as you can see, it's kind of outlined. That's probably this one right here. So we can kind of take a guess and go, yeah, it's probably about right there. And obviously, because it goes this way, hold Control. There we go. Okay, perfect. So now we got our line there as well. I'm probably going to undo that real quick because we do not want that in the layer. But go back to our selection tool. We're going to click on, we got our stripe here. And it's already to the layer or to the image size. So Control Shift D, and then we can go Layer, Transform, and then we can flip vertically once more. As you can see, it's already correct. We don't need to do anything more, obviously, other than do this and go Image, Merge Visible Layers, Merge. Put that down there. And then I'm going to go ahead and go New Layer once more. Just call it New Layer. And then we'll bring that. We don't need to bring this one outside the group because there's only going to be one. We're not going to be duplicating unless you want to. Go back to our paintbrush. Say it's relatively like this. It's probably about. It's probably about right. Let's see. I'm holding that there. Just kind of using the brush size to measure a little bit. This does take some trial and error, though. Zoom up. Just do that. Okay. It's probably not going to be exactly where it is, but who knows? Who knows? But yeah, there we go. So now we've got the two stripes. We're going to call this back stripe because it's rotated differently. So I'm just going to keep it a new layer. Can't believe this is that long. You just seen OBS there pop up. That is funny. Yeah, getting pretty long with the old recording. Okay, so we got that. Now there's another thing that we can do. Let's go to new layer once more. And I'll show you how to do those double stripes, and then we're gonna go ahead and call that good. So we're gonna go new layer once more, and this one we are gonna pull outside of the layer group, just like that. And then we're gonna call this top stripe. Hit enter to confirm. And then we're going to make this significantly smaller, probably about 50. There we go. And then we're going to use this hood as like a way to kind of judge. Yeah, I'm going to go with a white stripe, or sorry, a black stripe. Yeah, because the truck's white. So we're going to go ahead and click that. And then we're going to go hold Control and Shift together. What's happening? Oh, there we go. Okay. I wanted to zoom out. And again, we're going to hold shift, hold control. We're going to go all the way. There we go. All the way to here. Yep. So we got our stripe there. Now we're going to control shift D. And then take that stripe. We're going to go layer, transform, flip vertically. And now we've got ourselves a set of dual stripes. And I'm going to show you one last little trick here before we get started. So we can go image, merge visible layers, merge. So we've got that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to control shift D once more. And then we're going to click the bottom one, not the copy, but the original. And we're going to go colors, and we're going to actually, I'm going to hide that top one. And we're going to go colors, colorize. We're going to go saturation. We're going to go max saturation. And we'll go about, let's see what looks good here. Go about 500. 500 looks good. Okay. We're going to go ahead and color those nice blue that you can see. It's offensively blue even. Okay, so now we've got a set of stripes that's blue and a set of stripes on top that's black. And you're going to notice there's already a bit of pixelage kind of showing an outline, but we're not going to worry about that. There's a few different ways to do this, but this is my preferred method because it's pretty quick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go, we're going to take this blue, make sure you clicked on the blue stripe here. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see it down in the bottom left when I'm holding something. You can see it's 0, 0. And see, this is where it was. And then we can go 5. I'm going to control shift D and move it up. It's probably like the noob's method of doing it, but it's my preferred method. Yep. So I got that one. Then I'm going to go control shift D. Oops. Control shift D. And then move this one over 5 again. Control shift D. Move it over 5 again. I'm moving it to the left, by the way. And control shift D. Now we're going to move it down. Control shift D. Move it down again. Like I said, there's multiple methods of doing this. This is just mine. Control shift D. Move it over 5 again. Control shift D. Move it to the right. Okay, and now we've got a set of black stripes with a blue outline. And then we're going to go image, make sure your layer group is hidden. Merge visible layers, merge. And then we're going to pull that into the layer group, just like that. Wait for it to respond. And now we've got a black stripe with blue on it. And we could do that with the stripes and the back stripe too. We can do all kinds of stuff, whatever we want, and stuff like that. So, also, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click right next to the eye icon, and that can lock all of these together. And then what we can do is we can take these. I believe we can take this like this. Hello? Will that work? I thought that's how that worked. No, I was incorrect. Never mind. But basically, I'm going to drag these stripes down below everything else so that the logos are on top. There we go. Just above the template. Okay, let's say your truck, this is how you want it. You don't want to do anything more. You're done. You're done and over. You're like, I do not want to do anything more to my truck. I am happy with it. It looks fine, perfect, however you like to say it. So now that you're done with that, what you're going to do is you're going to go down to your template down here, your template 86, and you're going to hide that layer. And then we're going to go File. We're going to save. Save often, whichever. Make sure you save, though. And we're going to File. We're going to export to test because that is the one we've already done. We're just going to export it to test because we're not quite done here, but we are done. For me, we're done. we're done. We're moving on. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and File, Save. and then we're going to go back over and do that one last time with the other thing. But we do not want the template on there showing, because this is what it's going to look like. This is our template. This is our new template. It's now done and over with. Yeah, like I said, go to File, Save, and then we're going to close this program out and go back over to File Explorer. All right, so back over here, you're going to notice within your File Explorer here, you're going to notice that test now looks like our image. It doesn't look like this anymore. It looks like this now. And also, we're going to go ahead and edit. We won't edit this at all, but you can edit this. Again, right-clicking and open with GIMP as well. So just like we were just doing with all the different layers, you can go ahead and edit that image as well. Well, we're not going to do that because this tutorial's already getting really long. But it's the same deal. It's the exact same deal. Create layers. But this one, what you want to do is you want to export this as a JPEG, not a PNG. But you can export it as a PNG and then change it to JPEG as well. You do it that way if you like. But yeah, the GIMP program does allow you to change to PNG. When you go to export, you can just erase PNG and type in JPG, then export it, and it'll do the same thing. So, but you want to export this as a JPEG so it recognizes it as well. And then you're going to want to replace this, or you want to take this one, copy it, and then replace it within the mods folder, just like we're about to do. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So we'll go over to our ATS tutorial mod. And let's say you edited that image, you're going to paste it here, and it's going to do mod image.jpg. So, as well. And then we're going to go ahead and go over to vehicle once more, truck, upgrade, paint job, Kenworth, example. And then we're going to do this, and we're going to open, again, we're going to go ahead and open with, I don't know why it's doing that, but whatever. Go ahead and open that one. Okay, so now back over here, when you open it, again, you're going to be greeted with this because that's what we done. But you can see that this is what the DDS looks like now. It's even called a DDS. That's why this works so easily. But then we're going to file, we're going to open as layers. We're going to go all the way back to downloads because that's where everything's at. But you guys would probably have yours like in desktop or something, just wherever. Really doesn't matter. But then we're going to go back over to ATS truck files. And we're going to click the PNG, or not that, the test PNG, whatever you've called it. Call it whatever you like. Then we're going to go ahead and open that one. And it's going to open it, it's going to overlay it. We're going to go over to cab86.dds. We're going to select it, and then we're going to hit the delete key, and it's going to take it away. You only want this one, you don't want anything else in there for a DDS. So, and then we're going to do file, and we're going to overwrite cab86.dds. Let it do its thing. It's going to take a second. There it goes, done. And we're not going to file. We're not going to file, save, or anything like that. But when you're, I should have explained this, but when you're doing that JPEG image, when you go to export as, see, this is called DDS. You can call this whatever you like, but yeah. So you can delete that, and you can type in PNG. You can delete that. If it's a PNG, you can type in JPG and export it that way. And see, when I type in JPG and I export it, see, it looks slightly different, but you can just leave everything and hit export as well. And then DDS, you can also DDS ones. Oops, got too many dots in there. There we go. And export that one as well. and it's already there, so we're not going to worry about it, but do it that way. Change the DDS to a PNG if you like. Hit export, and it'll export as a PNG as well. And there's a few other ones that supports. I'm not really sure of all of them, but anyway, yeah. Let's say you got that. So you did that. You did file. We did overwrite. Let it do its thing. Okay, it's done, and then you're just going to hit escape or hit close, but you're not going to save. You don't need to save it. It's already done. Okay, so now, yep, like we're back over here, back inside of our ATS mod. We're just going to go ahead and again, once more, we're going to copy that, right-click it, copy it, and then we're going to go back into Documents, American Truck Sim, Mod, and there it is. And we're just going to go and paste it. And then we're just going to replace it. And now that's done. So now we can go back into the game and then see how well we did. Alright, so back over here, back into our game. The one thing you're going to want to do when you go and load this back up as well, you're going to go back to Mod Manager. You're going to disable your mod. Then you're going to re-enable it. I just do that for safety. I don't know if that does anything. I really don't care. It makes me feel better. Do what makes you feel good. And then confirm changes. And then go back into the game. Okay, back into the game we are. Now we're going to go Truck Manager. Yeah, if I click on this, see, look how it overwrote my other truck, which is weird. I don't know if it's because it's like conflicting somehow. I'm not really sure about that. It's okay though. Go to Truck Dealers, Kenworth, select that one. Physics select a dealer, it doesn't matter. So we're just doing this as a test anyway. But you can repeat this process as much as you like. Whoops. Wrong truck. There we go. That's the correct truck. Back to the 86 Sleeper. Good job. Yeah, it seems to have broke my other mod temporarily. I don't know why that is. But yeah, there you go. There's our truck. Now we just did plain white, so it's not going to be too fancy. But yeah, you can see our stripes there. Goes all the way up to the top. And we got the stripe down the side we painted. We've got our logos. Ooh, that was close. Look how close that was. Yeah, this is why you have to experiment and stuff like that. You can spend hours and hours and hours, much like this tutorial, hours and hours and hours doing that. As you can see, Whitestone Industries, you see the old logo, the DOT number we came up with, the truck number. You can put whatever you want on this truck. It really is up to you. Yeah, you can see over there. And obviously the stripe on the backside of the cab is an issue, but everything else looks pretty good. We actually did a decent job. I'm afraid though that B75, yeah, it's going to get covered up by the Kenworth logo if anybody puts it on there. So if you are doing this for Steam, make sure that you consider all possibilities, all different like accessories you can put on the truck, stuff like that, and then get it the way you want it to look. Yeah, it's just pretty plain and simple truck skin, nothing fancy. Obviously this isn't great, but you can see the bottom side of the fenders as well. See the bottom side of the fenders on the hood? See how they're black now? And we don't see our template because we left our template out. Yeah, you can see that as well. Perfect. So yeah, that's pretty much that. We're probably just gonna sail on past the fact that that this says example and that the mod says example on it, but you can edit these images. Those are the images we pulled, the DDS and the mod preview PNG or JPEG. You can edit both of those and overwrite them the same way we did with the truck skin DDS, and do the exact same thing, and then copy it and put it into your mods folder. But now we're going to go moving on to the last step of the last couple of steps of the process. So if this is all you're going to do, you can go ahead and stop the tutorial here. But if you want to know how to upload your stuff to the Steam Workshop so that others can download it, whether that be your friends, like put it privately to give them a link, or whether you want to do it publicly, things like that. So yeah, and I'm going to delete this afterwards as well. But we're going to go ahead and confirm this. We're pretty happy with it. Let's say we are happy with it anyway. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit escape. Oh wait, we need to purchase purchase. Let's go purchase our brand new truck. Let's put our Peterbilt in Elko with the other two trucks. Oh, please, oops. There we go. I selected the slot. There. Happy? Okay. Because we want to drive our new truck. Okay. Then we're just going to go ahead and load into the world. Also, again, apologies. This has taken me so long to do. And whatnot. But yeah, we're in our brand new truck. This damn tutorial, man. I didn't realize this how long it was going to go, but that's the way it looks. Okay. We're going to go ahead and hit escape now that we're out in the world. And we're going to go over to Photo Studio, photo mode. And we're actually in the perfect conditions to take photos, so there's a reason I'm doing this. So there's a couple different ways you can do this. If you're on Steam, when I take a photo, it's going to put it into my Steam gallery. I don't know how it is on Epic or anywhere else you might pick up ATS. But this is how I'm going to do it, but there's another way we can do this as well. But yeah, let's say this is what the reason we're taking these images is because this is what we want people to see when they're looking at our mod on Steam. So we're going to take this image that looks good. We're going to take the side shot, and we're going to take another side shot, and then we're going to take a top shot like this, just the general images, and then we're going to take a back shot if there was anything on the back. You don't have to do this. It's just me personally. Things look better when I can see. If I'm going to download a truck skin, think of it this way: if I'm going to download a truck skin off of the Steam Workshop, I want to be able to see what the truck skin actually looks like. That I want to be able to see that. So yeah, that's what you want to do. So now we're going to take a picture of that, and that looks good. Okay. So now we're just going to go ahead and exit our game. So there's a few little things that we're gonna, or a couple of things that we're gonna have to do in order to get this ready for Steam Workshop. But we don't want to do it from here as well. But let's say you are going to upload this to Steam Workshop. What you're going to want to do to test it properly is you're going to want to select this, and you're going to want to delete this out of your mods folder, out of your games mods folder, so that your mod folder is empty again. And the reason you want to do that is because you don't want two mods conflicting from that. But we're going to go back over to our mod as well. So we got the ATS mod tutorial, or the tutorial mod, and then we've got the truck skin files. But yeah, there's going to be one more thing we're going to do. We're going to right click underneath mod image, just anywhere within this white box, and we're going to do new folder. And we're going to type in here. Now, the reason I didn't do this at the beginning of the tutorial is because this is only for Steam Workshop. If you try to put this back into your mods folder, the way we're going to be structuring it after right here, it's the game's not going to recognize the mod. It's not going to work doing it that way. You would then have to upload it to Steam Workshop in order to download, or in order to get it into your game once again. So after this point, if you're not going to upload to Steam Workshop, you can turn this off now. But if you want to know, here's how to do it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have a new folder. Whoops. We're going to have a new folder here. And we're going to call this one, no capitals, no spaces, Universal. We're going to call this folder Universal. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take all of this and we're going to put this inside this Universal folder. So now it's inside the universal folder. Okay, so now that that's done, we're also going to right click once more. We're going to go over to new, and we're going to go over to new text document. And then what we're going to do is we're going to call this one versions. So there you go, versions. We're also going to click over here. We're going to get rid of the .txt, which is the text document. We're going to call it SII. And we're going to click out of it. And then we're going to, do you want to change it? We're going to click yes. And now it not looks like this. So versions.ssi. Okay, so basically I'm just, I don't remember every single little detail, so I'm going back into my actual mod that I made, those mods that I made, and I'm making sure that everything's correct. So I just want to make sure I give you the correct information, because my brain can't hold all that. But now that we've got this called versions.sii, we're going to double click it. And then we're going to go into here. Now there's a thing, I'm going to put it down in the description. Hopefully it works. If it doesn't, you can find a tutorial on this specific section elsewhere. But I'm going to put this down in the description to hope it works. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to go down to the description of this video right now, if you're following along, and you're going to highlight a very specific section I'm going to put down there. And it's going to look a little weird, but you're going to highlight it, you're going to right click and copy, and then you're going to come over here to this text document, and you're going to hit Control V. And this is what it should look like. Basically, this is the versions.sii. This is the stuff it's going to refer back to when it's doing the mod stuff. I can't explain it all. I don't know. But this is part of the tutorial on uploading it to the Steam Workshop. So it should look like this, the SII Inuit. I have no idea. And then this thingy-majig, and then package _info, that, and then universal, and then package name universal. And then you're going to go file, you're going to go save. Whatever. That's Windows 10 stuff. But yeah, file, save, and then we're going to close it out. Okay, so now you have everything you need, so that it should look like this. So your mod, wherever you have it, it's going to say ATS. You like I said, you can name it whatever you like from here, but inside here you cannot name anything. But yeah, universal versions.ssi, and inside universal is going to be this stuff. So this mod image, as well, this is going to appear on the Steam Workshop if you wanted to. I think. No, that's in the SCS uploader. Never mind. You got to make an SCS uploader image as well. What we're gonna do, we're just gonna leave that like it is, and then so yeah, now we have everything we need, and we are just fine. So now we're gonna go over to the SCS uploader. So I'm gonna show you how to do this in Steam, and I try to do my best. We'll see how it works. Okay, this should be working. At least I hope. Okay, I think it is. So yeah, this is the Steam application. The one thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to this games and software over here. And we're going to click that. We're going to untick the games and the software, but we're going to tick tools down here. Now you don't have to untick those. We're just going to untick them. And then we're going to type in the search bar. We're going to type in SCS. And what that's going to pull up is going to pull up the SCS Workshop uploader. Now, mine says launch because I already have it installed, but yours is more than likely going to say install. So you're going to install this onto your computer. But mine's already installed, so I ain't going to worry about it. But you can go ahead and pause here if you like. Wait for it to wait for your SCS Workshop uploader to install on your PC. But yeah, now we're going to go ahead and click launch. It's going to go ahead and load it and pull it up. You're probably like, where'd all the sound go? Okay, so one thing I completely forgot to mention, if you are going to use the SCS software updater, if you're on the public beta or any other betas at this time, make sure you right click it, you go to properties, and you go to the betas tab if you are in the public beta, and we're going to turn this off. And the reason we want to do that is because the SCS software, or the SCS workshop uploader, goes off of your game version, and it does not work on betas. Um, so that what it's going to do is it's going to detect your game version when it loads up, and that is it's not going to allow you to um, it's not going to allow you to select any of the options. It just doesn't work. So make sure that you're on the make sure you're just on the normal version of American Truck Sim. You're not on any of the betas, because it just doesn't work. I don't know why, but truck skins will work on any version of the game pretty much, because they're a truck skin. They're not really um, there's nothing really there to not work on a different version, which is weird, but it is the way it is. Okay, that took way longer than expected, but that's all right. So is this tutorial. Holy crap, I thought it was going to be a short, like, 30-40 minute tutorial maybe at the high end, and then it's just like, oh yeah, now we're sitting at over 2 hours, so sorry about that. But yeah, as you can see, this is what the SCS workshop uploader looks like. Um, and this works for both Euro Truck and American Truck, but we only have ATS installed, so we select that, and it's going to load the game data, then it's going to close that for some reason, and it should reopen it somewhere. All right, I think I'm just retarded. It's just over there. I'm just an idiot. Okay, well, it's back open, so we got American Truck Simulator. They also have a wiki here if you want to look that up and stuff. But if you're making a new mod, you want to have this on new. But as you can see, I've got two other mods here. Basically, if I select this one or this one, and then I make the changes I want to make, it'll update that, and then that will push that update to all the people who have downloaded it. So, but we're just going to be doing new. So we got new selected. We're going to go over here to the tags just real quick. We're going to go select underneath the type. We're going to select trucks. And then you can put on whatever tags you want, but I would stick with the tags that make sense. Like it's a paint job and it's for the Kenworth as well. So you got those two selected. You can add change notes. So when you do updates, you can put the change notes down in here and it will add that to the change notes. So there's actually a thing that people can click on and see the different change notes and stuff like that. So the next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to just going to name this. We're going to do ATS tutorial, um, the ATS tutorial mod. And we're going to leave this visibility as private because I'm going to delete this after the tutorial's done. Sorry, but I don't like this truck skin. It was something to just show an example of, if you catch my meaning. But yeah, now that we've got that all done, you can put the description down in here. Descriptions don't matter. There. So that'll be the description of the actual mod. This is what's going to appear on the Steam Workshop. All this info is going to be on the Steam Workshop itself. So whatever that other description you edited, that's going to be a little bit different. So, but yeah, we're going to go ahead and folder. We're going to choose the folder here, and we're going to select our folder. We're going to go over to the ATS tutorial mod. I'm going to back up one, and here's the ATS tutorial mod. Right here, we're going to click that. We're going to select folder. Now, when I go to upload this, it's going to read all the files and folders that it has. And if there's something in there, like say you accidentally saved a file that shouldn't be in there, or something's missing or whatever, it's going to tell you. Probably not in every single case, but I'm pretty sure it's going to tell you. So, and this, oh, sorry. Yeah, this little preview image, this preview image is going to be what's going to appear on the Steam Workshop. So relatively, you probably want this image to be the same image as what your preview image is going to be, or what your preview image was if you edited that JPEG we were talking about, that mod image, mod_image.jpg. That image, you should probably be the same as this one. It tells you what the size is. It wants it to be a JPEG, so it can only be a JPEG. Its max size can only be 1 MB, and the resolution is 640 by 360. So I'm going to go ahead and hit browse. I don't think we have that, but we can probably click this one and it'll be fine, right? No, it wants that exact size. Okay, so let me whip something up real quick, or at least I'm going to scale that image up to fit this. All right, just whip one up real quick. I just resized it to 640 by 360. So there it is. Example, yes. And you can see what I did was I named it mod underscore preview so that I knew preview image. I knew that that's the one I want without having, otherwise I could just mouse over and that tells me what the size is. You can see it's 36.4 kilobytes. And it's 640 by 360 and it's a JPEG type. So we select that, we click open, and now it is done. So yeah, that should be everything we need. So then we go ahead and hit upload. Hit to fill the description minimum of 50 characters. Okay, that's easy to do. Um, there. I didn't realize there was a minimum. I didn't read that. So now it's going to discover. So unable to upload mods. Some errors have been detected. Closing this dialog to see more info. What? Accessory Kenworth. Okay, so we need to get rid of those. Okay, so you see what it's telling me here? See this RGB day.ssi? These SSI images or these SSI files need to be removed because the rest of it's been removed, but it's trying to recall files that don't exist. Um, so let's go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, and here we are back over at our ATS stuff. So we're going to go downloads. Here's our mod, universal, material, UI, accessory, Kenworth. Nope, that's the wrong one. Oops. DEF, vehicle, truck, Kenworth, paint job. Yeah, this is the ones it's talking about. These are trying to recall files that don't exist anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to highlight those and we're going to hit delete. Sorry about that. I didn't even think about it. uh, didn't even think about it. Okay. So now we're going to go back over to SCS Workshop Uploader and try again. Okay, so here we are back at SCS Workshop Uploader. Let's go ahead and hit upload. Try once more. Okay, and looks like it did work that time. So it's preparing the content. Now it's uploading it. And now it's uploading the preview file. Item has been successfully uploaded. So now we're going to go ahead and hit OK. And then we can go ahead and close this out. We're done. So now we're going to go over to the Steam Workshop and see if it is there to make sure it has. We make sure we can verify it has been uploaded. Oh, and of course, the quick way to get there is to click over on the game and then click Workshop. All right, so now that we're over here at the workshop, sorry, there's no music in this part. It just, I can't have the game open while I'm doing this. You can see all the different stuff. We're going to go your files you've posted. And there it is, right there. Example, yes, see, that's the mod image. So now we can go ahead and click that, and it will pull that up. It's working. Okay, just making sure it's working. So that's our only image, and there's our description. Descriptions don't matter 3 times. As you can see, we can see the change note, which it's not going to have anything in it because it hasn't been updated. Yeah, and that's everything right there, and we can go ahead and hit subscribe. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and add images and videos. I'm going to click that. and then we're going to choose the files. Now there's one thing you can do. Really cool trick is we're going to go library home. Just real quick, I'm going to click ATS, and these are the images we just took. We're going to hit manage screenshots. That's going to open up our screenshot uploader, and we're going to click this icon, and it's going to pull open the show on disk stuff. Okay, so here's all of our screenshots, every single one we've taken. I'm going to select this first one, and I'm going to go Shift, I think. Is it Shift? Yeah, there we go. Shift, and then click all of them. We only got 4 images for this truck skin, but we're going to go ahead and right-click, and we're going to click Copy. Do not cut. It messes with Steam, so do not do that. We're going to go to the ATS truck skin files that we have for our mod here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paste these in there. So now we've got the 4 different JPEGs, and now we're going to go back to Steam. All right, so back on over here to Steam. This is instantaneous for you guys, but for me it's not. And my throat's starting to hurt talking too much. But we're going to go ahead and select choose files, and this is going to open up it's going to open up a file browser here. We're going to go to our ATS truck skin files, and we're going to select. Now you got to do this one at a time, okay? Just so you're aware, you cannot select multiples and do it that way. You got to do one at a time. So we're going to add, and then we're going to click upload, and now it's put it down here. Then we're going to choose files once more, select the next one, open, upload, choose files, next one, open, upload, choose files, next one, open, upload. All right, so these are now added to the mod. We haven't saved yet, but these are added to the mod. Now, when you put your mouse cursor over it, you're going to notice there's an X icon you can click on to get rid of them. There's also a move icon looking thing. And what this is about, this allows you to move these images how you want them to appear in order. So it's going to go from left to right. So the reason this says 2 is because the mod image is the first image they're going to see. So that mod image is the one that says example yes. That's going to be the one. So it's going to go example yes, then it's going to go this one, this one, this one, this one. But I don't like that order. So what I want is I want this one to be the first image they see. So I can click, hold, and drag, and then click again. For some reason that's weird. But yeah. So now I want them to see the driver's side first, and then I want them to see the back side next. You can put this whatever order you want. It does not matter. All that matters is it matters to you how you want it to be presented, and you can add as many images as you want. You can add video files. I'm not really too sure on that because I've never added video files, but yeah. So that one, and then I want them to see the passenger side and then a top, and then we're going to click save and continue. So the reason it says visibility hidden is because this is private. Like I said, I'm going to delete this mod, but yeah, as you can see, here's the images, and there's the image mod. That's the example, yes. Yeah, so it goes from left to right. Now, for some reason, it did not get my order correct. I'm going to go ahead and add images again. Yeah, I do. Sometimes this happens, and I don't know why. Because I want this one. Might have to do it twice. I'm not sure. I want that one there, and then that one. Then that. Save and continue. Okay, now it's correct. All right, so I guess you just have to do it twice. For some reason, who knows? Who knows? But yeah, so there's that one. There's that one. Then there's that one. And there's that one. So yeah, there we go. And those are the images that we had taken with the remember the camera. But yeah, this is what I like to see. If I'm going to go to a mod and download a skin, I want to see what the skin looks like. I do not want to guess and then download it and then go, no, I hate that skin, and then I got to get rid of the mod and unsubscribe, and it's just such a pain. So, but yeah, as you can see, truck types, trucks, brand Kenworth, truck types, paint jobs. Simple as that. You can edit the description and the title again in here. You do contributors, edit links, allow comments. You can turn that on off. You can change the visibility if you want. All that can be done through Steam itself. So, whatever you like to do. But we are going to go ahead and go back to my workshop here. And I'm going to show you what a mod looks like when it's complete. So we're just going to use my channel truck skin. So this is the mod image. Now I'd like to put this on there so that people can look at this image and immediately know, boom, that's for a Kenworth W900. Okay, that's a truck skin. Just like this one, boom, that's a Peterbilt 389. That's a truck skin. Without them even having to set filters, anything like that, because people process images pretty quickly, and whether they're going to click on it or not is based on that first image that they see. So I want to give them just enough information to know what they're getting into before they even click on the mod. So if they're just like, I don't want a W900 skin, I'm going to move on. Or I don't want a Peterbilt 389, I'm going to move on. Or, ooh, Kenworth W900 skin. I want one of those. They could just click on it. So this is the completed one. I only got 3 images on this one because the passenger side looks exactly the same. I need to retake these images because this one was a fail when I was experimenting with it. I need to redo it. But anyway, yeah, you can see the truck skin there. See all 3 images there. Here's my description. Now what I did for this one is I created one for every single cab type as well as the one for the top piece that goes where that spoiler is. As you can see, versions of the truck skin have been made for all the cabs available to the Kenworth W900, plus extra decals on some of the accessories. So, and I said this works on both the regular version and the open beta version of the game. So there's that. And as well as my other one, both of these are public if you want to download them. I'll put the uh, link down in the description below. My like I said, my description is going to have a million links in it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's go back to the game and see what the player would see when they download the mod. So to make sure it's working correctly for you, let's go back over here. We're going to click this little plus icon just like anybody else would. And now we're subscribed to it. We're going to wait for it to download and update, and boom, it's done. See, it took about 3 seconds. So now we have this mod in our game as well. So let's go ahead and go back into the game. Alright, so here we are back in our game. We're going to go ahead and click OK. I don't need to read that. We're back on the normal version, that's why it's telling us that. Because we were on the open beta before. Let's go to Mod Manager. And now you can see that there is a Steam icon. We can disable this because this one's no longer in our mods folder, it's gone. But as you can see, the thing here. Go ahead and do that, and we can confirm changes. You can also click the information, and this is what pops up. And see, this is why you want to edit this. It's because this description, this is inside the mods folder, not with the workshop overloader. It does not matter. And then the author, I put my name on my name in there, stuff like that. So now it is active. Escape. Okay. We go ahead and confirm changes. And let's get into the game. Okay, and as you can see, our truck is already loaded in, our custom truck. So we got our custom truck. It looks like crap, I know. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and go to Truck Manager, and I wonder if our mod is now working correctly again. No, it is not. So that's weird. So you can only have... So what the game's saying is you can only have 1 truck skin per truck. That's strange. Why is it that way? I don't think I've ever encountered that. I guess I never tried to make more than 1 truck skin for 1 truck. For some reason, it's like... maybe what you have to do is you have to add multiples in there. Otherwise, it tries to overwrite the other one. Interesting. I am curious though. Let's go truck dealers. Let's go Kenworth. Just like that. Buy online. I don't know. Just go. Um, this one is a selected dealer. We'll just go right over there. Configure. I'm curious about something. Oops. Wait. Yeah, that's weird. It seems to be overriding my other truck mod. That is strange. Yeah, I didn't expect that. Well, these are all working again at least. Yeah, it's like it's overriding my other truck skin. Oh, that is. Oh, that's strange. I'm sure somebody can explain why that's happening. Why the two mods are overloading each or trying to override each other. No, I want to do this one here. Okay. Yeah, that is strange. I mean, the mod is there, so now the mod is working. So I guess you can't have more than one paint skin per truck. So that's news to me. But yeah, look at that. It is working. Remember, we also removed our personal mod. We removed that mod from the. Yeah, these are all working again. We removed that mod from the mods folder. So this won't be in the mods folder. This will be in your Steam Workshop folder. So yeah, it is there. It is working. That is strange, though. I've never encountered that. That is. I don't know why that would be like that. I guess you can only have one truck skin. You can't have multiple truck skins, or maybe something else. I'll have to research that in my own time. But yeah, that's the basic idea, though. You do have the basic idea down, so you can make your own truck skins now. If I did miss anything, do let me know and I will address it. We didn't need, like I said, we didn't need ATS Studio or any other else stuff. But like I said, I'll try to leave everything down in the description below for each thing you might need to get this type of stuff done. And we did it in 2 hours or 3 hours. Yeah, 3 hours now. We did it in 3 hours. Yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for this tutorial. There's nothing else I want to cover really. So yeah, I didn't realize that would overload it. Okay, that does make me curious, just real quick before we close out completely. Let's go back to the launch pad real quick. Mod browser. Let's disable this mod that we just made. Confirm changes. Continue game. That's probably going to warn us about loading in without a mod. Yeah. Unload that one. Continue. It's fine. Just a truck skin. You can take truck skins on and off like stickers. The mod doesn't matter to the game itself. It's not going to break your game. It's just going to remove the truck skin. Yeah, see, now it's back to normal. And that was the exact truck we just... Why is that happening? That is so weird. Somebody will let me know, I'm sure. I hope, anyway. But yeah, that is going to be it for this tutorial. This very long-winded, tiresome, boring, droning on and on and on, very crazy, wacky, upside-down world tutorial. Every name under the sun that isn't good for a tutorial that happened in this one. So anyway, I still do hope you enjoyed, and until next time, whatever next time might be, because there ain't going to be a next time for this, because I don't plan on making any other tutorials for this, and obviously this is a YouTube video, so you can just skip around all you want and go back to the points and stuff and whatnot, but that is going to be it. Again, hope you enjoyed. So until next time, I guess it's a goodbye.